I just want to get some things off my chest. Number one, don't trust these industry people because a lot of them are trained to be very manipulative. You know, when you have a person that doesn't live a normal child life, a child should actually learn actual human values. These people do not learn value. These people, their whole life is built around ego. They're not really learning anything valuable. And so when you have a child that is like in a situation where there's just so much bullshit and they're not being taught right from wrong, like it just creates a motherfucking mess. Um and then they're basically trained to abuse these people are trained to abuse their power basically. I can't really feel that bad for them because a lot of them, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you always have a choice in life to change and do a 360. And when you're choosing ego over literally anything else, well, that's kind of your own fucking problem. Um, so that's number one. A lot of these people, a lot of these Hollywood people are just so fucking out of touch with reality. I mean, like, completely out of touch. Like to be in an industry as a kid where you're around a whole bunch of pedophiles and these kids are being touched and then everyone else around them is being raped and abused and they're told that they have to be quiet or that that's normal and that they should do the same thing to other people. Little things, like it's just even little things that become bigger things in the future. They are taught to not value their own fucking self-worth and their own emotions and actually like go within themselves and reground themselves to be like, wait, no, like this is actually really fucked up. Like I went through a lot and people around me are going through a lot that nobody deserves to go through. That's a fucking problem. And this is why a bunch of these fucking people, they end up kind of becoming narcissists and then they're doing shit like, you know, this is why a lot of these girls, first of all, a lot of these girls did not work their way to the top. I can't even say they fucked their way to the top. They were raped. That's just period bottom line. Like I can't we're not going to dance around eggshells. I'm not doing that. Like that's just the bottom line. Because even like some people could say, "Oh, they fucked their way to the top." I mean, like when you're an adult, there's a certain extent, but like at the same time, it's like you have a young girl that, isn't even taught intimacy and like consent over her own fucking body. So these girls don't know who the fuck they are at all. At all. And it really just shows like the lie that they live. It's like when you really do the inner healing and learn about the world, it's like you see how fake a lot of these people are. Like they're so fake. Like they really do project this like fake happiness and like cockiness, but they do not know who the fuck they are. Like at all. And not just because, oh, you're young. Like, no, because they're around people constantly telling them to be their puppet and what to do and what to say and how to act and all this shit. They don't even know how to fucking be a human being. They're basically taught to be a robot. And this is why a lot of these girls end up thinking that they have to do certain things to have status. And that's where that ego part of it comes in, right? Because there comes a certain to a certain degree where you do become an adult and you have to actually wake the fuck up and realize, you know what, I don't want to do this, right? I don't want to do this because this is not worth it. But a lot of these bitches, they have big ass egos. And they do have a choice to leave. They just choose not to because they think that having fame and status is more important than having a sane sense of fucking self and morals and dignity. And it's fucked up. And then they inevitably end up doing the same shit to other fucking people and using people. And they're not innocent. So don't pay attention to a lot of these Hollywood people because at this point we know their whole life was a lie. And nothing in Hollywood is going to get better because Hollywood just needs to be destroyed. The whole purpose of Hollywood's existence is to abuse children and young women. That's literally it. The whole purpose of the industry as a whole is a big child exploitation slash trafficking scheme. That's it. That's it. It shouldn't have to be that way, but it is that way. And until the industry is dismantled as a whole, it's not going to get fucking better. It's not. Because there's still a lot of these motherfuckers running rampant in that industry because that's the whole purpose of why it's there. That's literally it. People want to say, "Oh, why does this keep happening?" Because that's why it's there. There's no other reason why it exists other than to abuse children. That's it. That's literally it. It's bullshit. You know, there are very few like dance studios and stuff that, you know, you could always do things that's like smaller and just kind of pick up on a new thing. But when it comes to like the bigger, more intense part of the industry and they start dangling fame and shit in front of your face, nah. That's when you get to those predatory ass people. They're, like I said, they only exist to abuse children. So you're better off living a normal life and really healing yourself and actually forming human connection with other people and having a sane state of mind than the rest of these fucking people that are literally insane. So that's number one. Number two, this is random, but porn needs to be banned. Period. It's not healthy, and the amount of rape that exists on porn is just ridiculous. That's literally all it is. It's just rape fantasies, which is really fucked up. But it's the truth. And it's disgusting. And I don't want to live in a world, especially where men are literally trained to be predatory, to be rapists, to be abusive towards women and children. Because that's literally all this world has been for a long ass time. I don't want to grow up in that world. I don't. No man that watches that shit, no man should be watching that shit because he doesn't know how to respect women. And until men heal and do the thing that everyone else didn't, which is heal and validate their own traumas. I mean, bitch, like the amount of fucking men that have been raped by other women, by other girls in their life, and violently, physically abused, verbally abused, emotionally abused, sexually abused. Like, that's a lot of unchecked trauma that actually needs to be looked at as like, you went through a lot and that's bullshit. You were a child and you did not deserve to go through that. And you're allowed to be angry about it. You're allowed to be upset about it. You were a fucking kid, bro. But the problem is that a lot of these fucking men go through that shit and they're just told to brush it off. And that is extremely toxic and incredibly dangerous to walk around, to tell a child with that level of fucking trauma to just brush it off. That is just a recipe for fucking disaster waiting to happen. That is not okay. And I see a lot of these younger guys that are extremely depressed. Because of course they would be, bitch. Like, of course. They went through all that bullshit as a kid. Of course they would be fucking depressed. Like, that's not healthy. And then this is like literally the reason why a lot of these like guys too, they like the ones that aren't like toxic as fuck. Like, I'm talking about the younger ones, just barely turned 18, 19, whatever. Like, they've barely gotten a chance to grow and realize like their pattern of behavior. Like, I feel like this is a lot of these same guys that, you know, are very sweet. Like, they can be very sweet in nature. And I think if you are like a divine feminine, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The ones who are actually really, really sweet, but they're just so fucking lost in life. Like, they're just so fucking misguided. It's just ridiculous. And so they tend to like go towards, you know, basically the same trauma that they experienced, you know, because their whole life they grew up thinking that verbal abuse is okay, emotional abuse is okay, sexual abuse is okay. So that's why they typically attract a lot of female narcissists that are literally exactly like that. When they talk about all of their ex, I don't even want to say girlfriends, they're probably just like flings or something, being toxic, it's because they have not went into their inner child and healed those wounds and said, actually, that's not okay and you don't deserve that. But they're operating out of like this wounded boy that thinks that that's what he deserves and that thinks that that's normal. It's not. It's not. It's dangerous as fuck. And y'all really, I'm really going to be hard on y'all. I actually don't give a fuck. I am going to be hard on y'all because I really do have faith that y'all can change, but you have to have the bravery to do it. You're not alone. Like, you're not alone. I promise you, like, you are going to be so much better off actually going within those deep wounds every fucking time and just purging out all of those emotions and starting out fresh, like starting a clean slate in your life so that you can actually have balance and control over yourself and feel like a sane human being instead of shoving all your emotions and then just trying to distract yourself with some like empty void of addiction or whatever. Like, that's not going to help you at all. You're just like causing yourself more like pain and anguish and anger and confusion doing that shit rather than actually looking at your situation as what it is and being like, I went through hell. I went through absolute hell and back. And it's like, if you scratched your way out of it, you could do it again. That's the whole point of this like spiritual journey, is transmuting that energy. Like, if you escaped it, like if you transmuted it once, you can do it again. Like, look to your angels. Stop being around all these like demonic ass abusive, succubus, narcissistic people. You know, it's just so horrible. And then, like, I get scared. You know what? I'm not even gonna get scared, but these parents, another thing is like these parents need to stop giving their kids these fucking phones because like these kids know way too much. And I feel like there's too many of these kids that like are exposed to like graphically sexual content at such young ages. They don't even need to see that shit, especially because like I said, it's like they don't know what intimacy is. They should, like, children should know how to be with their own emotions and have healthy friendships and relationships with people, and they don't. They're exposed to way too much. Like, these are young fucking children. They don't need to be exposed to the shit that they're exposed to, and their parents are not paying attention. Like, you fucking millennial parents get on my fucking nerves because I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't pay attention to your kids, man, they're gonna end up dead or they're gonna end up in jail. I hope that they don't end up in either one of those things, but you know, the probability is high because y'all just don't pay attention. They want to grow up so fucking fast. Like, it's just a recipe for fucking disaster. Like, kids need to be kids. Kids do not need to be adults. Kids do not need to be dressed like adults. Kids do not need to be acting like adults, period. They need to be acting like kids. They need to actually be learning how to count, how to cook, how to clean, how to have basic life skills, you know, pay attention to their surroundings, connect with their emotions, nature, each other. So many other things. They don't need to have a phone. Period. But you bitches want to keep fucking playing around. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then the thing with like corn, like I said, it's literally just a bunch of rape on there. That's it. Can't say it any more clear than that. It's disgusting. And I also pray that y'all will stop promoting pedophilia because that's really just that's another thing. That's another problem I have. I'm telling y'all right now, when it comes especially to these women, I feel like there's going to be a lot of females that are going to be exposed for being female fucking predators because nobody wants to pay attention to that because the whole narrative is, oh, anti-man, anti-man. Like, no, bitch, there's plenty of female predators. Y'all are just not paying attention. And they're going to get exposed and then they're probably going to try to deny what they're fucking doing. Like, I have seen people, females in my own age demographic, it's disgusting. I've seen females in my own age demographic leave inappropriate comments on like the fucking like Instagram pages and like TikTok pages of like young girls. It's weird. I don't like it. And I'm 23, but even some people just look young, and the fact that they're just so quick to leave like that, those types of comments under people that literally look like 16, 15, 14 years old, and they're like 20 and up. No, that shit is weird. I don't like it. That shit is disgusting. And the fact that they think that shit is okay because they're a fucking female is disgusting. The amount of these fucking annoying ass narcissistic bitches that, you know, complain all day long about how shitty men are, but then do the same things that shitty men do, not just men in general, just shitty men. And they think, oh, well, because you're a woman, you could get away with it. Bitch, you're just as bad as the shitty men that you complain about all day. I'm telling y'all, all these bitches are gonna get exposed, and I'm just gonna be laughing. I'm just gonna be laughing because it's like, you guys are a fucking embarrassment. You guys are embarrassing. And then, like, this fucking obsession that bitches have with emulating a child also needs to stop. Bitch, can you grow up? Can you grow up? Please. You're not 16. You're like 20 something. And even like, it's like, even with like teenagers, it's like they're all like doing shit and it's all for the pedophilic male gaze. I don't give a fuck what lies they spread. It's all for these fucking disgusting ass men. It's horrible. And then it's like, I also see it because I see a lot of these girls, and a lot of these guys too. The amount of them that are like following and like fraternizing with people that look like teenagers, you guys, if y'all do the digging, this is why I stay away from people, because people are fucking sick. People are fucking disgusting. And what pisses me off is that they get on social media, they like are like the biggest social media justice activists, right? Fake woke justice social media activists. And then the whole time they're the ones doing shit that is like fucked up. It's just, it just disgusts me. This is why I stay away from people, because like people really do be having like hidden agendas. And then the worst part about it, oh yeah, the worst part about it is when they get called out, people want to fucking, they want to start gaslighting people. Oh my god, you're being dramatic. Really? I'm being dramatic. You're a fucking pedophile. Like, no one's being dramatic. Like, you're disgusting. Fucking leaving weird ass comments. Like, you shouldn't even be following anybody that is like under your age fucking demographic, period. I don't care. Like, why are you even following this fucking person? And then, like, bro, the amount of women, the amount, bro, the amount of like grown ass young adult women on TikTok that are obsessed with these young girls is disgusting, and it is predatorial. I really want y'all to see that shit for what it is, because it's not just, oh, because all these girls on TikTok, right? All these like kid influencers, they're all being exploited. And even if there's like few that aren't, or just like teen TikTok accounts, it doesn't matter. Like, the amount of these fucking grown ass women that are just obsessed with these fucking children is weird. It's not appropriate. And y'all should know this by now. You should have nothing in common with someone that young, because you don't. So why are you so obsessed with them? Like, about a year ago, there was this annoying fucking, I think her name was Emery or something, little like 13-year-old. She was being exploited by her parents. And she was doing Get Ready With Me's, and all these like fucking grown ass adult women were like obsessing over her. Like, why the fuck are you obsessing over a fucking 12, 13-year-old girl? And this is why, this is a huge reason why I am not having kids. I refuse to have kids. I actually want to like help. I want there to be more spaces for children that are safe and that actually teach them valuable life things and teach them basic human connection and healthy coping mechanisms, because there's children all over this world that are being abused and mistreated. And that's what's more important, is making sure that there's actually safe spaces for them to be away from the toxic environments that they're in and be around people that care about them, because there's just so much, like, there's just so many fucked up people in this world. And like, these kids need like actual responsible adults looking after them. And it seems like there's really little to none. Because half these motherfuckers are predators, and if they're not predators, they're just abusive as fuck. It's just like, I'm over it. I'm so over it. I have hope. I do, that things will get better, but I just know that, like, to people who are fucking stubborn, that don't want to see the truth, y'all are the ones that are had a rude awakening. I feel like people who are smart and already awakened, like, know what's up, but to you bitches that just don't want to listen, y'all gonna be the main ones having the rudest awakening of all time, because y'all just don't want to fucking listen to us. Y'all think this shit is like a fucking game or something. Like, okay, keep playing. Um, but yeah, I just want to remind y'all to stay on your healing journey, stay with your heart, stay out of your ego, remind you what's important. Don't fall for this matrix bullshit of the world. You know, stay educated. That's your biggest power. And look out for yourself and also your own peers. You know, make sure they're not doing stupid shit. Make sure they're being safe with themselves and each other. And especially, I think it's important for actual, like, responsible people. I mean, even adults, but look after your younger peers. Like, please make sure they're safe. Like, don't just turn a blind eye. Like, if you see something wrong, like, call it out. Like, make sure the person who is being harmed is okay. Like, really, really know how to ask the right questions and make a safe space for them so they could just, like, be normal and just, like, come back to their human self and not feel so fucked up, because there's real human beings, real little tiny human beings being traumatized, and like, they just need safety. That's literally all they need, is safety and stability. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Be safe, y'all. Bye.